Hello, this is Vulturefire, and I figured I should record another Mirley run because I have not done a Mirley run since, or I haven't recorded a Mirley run since fairly early in the beta, and we've seen a few patches of various changes and bug fixes, so I wanted to work on that. So I'm going to work on, this is going to be a multi-hit deck. I'm going to go ahead and start by clearing things out, as I tend to do, and so going to figure out how we're going to do this. So one of the notes here is that Smoke Bomb is no longer just gain hidden one. It's now you get hidden one and you get an additional hidden one if you weren't hidden when you play Smoke Bomb, which is pretty nifty. It makes the Smoke Bombs quite a bit easier to use. Or it means that you can get more hidden out of them. So I think we're going to run 2 preparations probably. Definitely going to run 2 shadow focuses. We aren't going to run backstep because we're trying to go for multi-hit. We will run... I'm not sure if we're going to run a Blade Dance. I think I just want to run Hone probably. Covert Strike is pretty good. So for Powerful, we no longer have access to Bold Move at Common. Which was... So we do have Burst of Strength though. And we do want a Hone. I think we want... Trying to think through which cards we want to run. We're definitely going to need more mana than just 2 mana cards. We're going to need... Alright, which mana cards do we want? There's a decent chance that the correct answer is just to run Focus. The main question is whether we want 1 or 2. Because it depends on how exactly this deck is going to end up shaking out. So let's look at strikes. So I do think I want to try Hidden Blades. At least 1. Maybe 2. They are very good. Could run Feint. We can run a Follow-Up Strike, which is a lot of multi-hit. Assisted Strike is technically okay, but I don't know that it's really where we're going. Rookie Strike is still okay, but I don't think that's necessarily what we're up to. Riposte has the downside of potentially taking us out of Hidden, but it is a lot of hit. It is very good. It just can be awkward with the fact that it'll pull us out of Hidden. So the other option is to go for Frag Blast or to try and get Gather Power Up. What are our mighty options? Oh, you know what our mighty options are? We can get not it's called mightiness. It's Heroic Vigor. Gets us a lot of mighty. And Heroic Vigor would make it pretty easy to sustain Gather Power. I'm just hesitant because I don't know how many utility cards I can afford to run here. Run 1 Follow-Up Strike. This kind of binded me to using more strikes specifically. We could run... I like Martial Prism a decent amount. Could see running that. Maybe we do want the Rookie Strike. I just don't know that we're going to be able to draw back into it consistently. So Follow-Up Strike, like I said, kind of constrains us to using strikes, which is the main reason I am hesitant to use it. I think we'd rather have Frag Blast. So the question is if we want to go with this sort of setup or if we want to retool into trying to build around Gather Power, which would generally be a slower list. So let's do... I do want to try that though. We're going to run Heroic Vigor, like that. This is also very good right now. It is a multi-hit. It is absolutely undercosted right now because it creates this X3 hit. This list seems really sketchy right now, but we'll see what happens. Our mana is kind of questionable as well in the starting list. That's good. Bold move is good. Resourcefulness is good. Ooh, I forgot that resourcefulness changed. That's interesting. Prismatic Strike is great. Strike Vigor seems okay. Demonic Power we could sustain, I think. Well, Shadows, and then usual Sanctity. Arms Race, Battle Ready. These are good things. I don't know if the Cultivate's really where we want to be at. Mind Seed is okay. Precarious Draught and Predator's Focus are good. Pocket Blade could be very useful to us. Also could not be. We'll see. Stinging Strike. Calculated Deception. Guarded Strike. Blessed Strike. Ada Spell. Vanish. All of these are useful. I don't really want Crystal Strike. I do like Contemplate as a cheap card draw option. I do want to try this. Fatal Strike. We get lethal 2 and then we deal damage if conditions are met, which I don't think we're meeting those conditions. I do think we want the Powerful from that. We probably want other ways to get Mighty, potentially. Well, we have that. I don't really want anything else, necessarily. Blood of Speed could be useful. I don't think we're stacking enough. Whatever. Let's make that good. Noxious Blend seems okay. This is a lot better than it was, and this card is really overpowered right now because the upgrade is still 0 mana. But so this card changed, so now you summon a spirit, and then if you can't, you get powerful, and then you do it again, which means that if you play this with no board space to summon the spirits, this gives you 4 powerful, which is crazy. Bombardment seems good. Only question is, I think Sanctuary is still just such a good safety net that we want it. I'm trying to think about other Mirley cards there that we might want. Do we want more preparations? It's possible. So we're not doing runes. I think runes are bad now. That could be wrong. I could end up regretting that. We'll see. I don't know what I'm doing. Let's get the new bold move. Sure. I'm too lazy to change any of these, I think. Well, we're not going to be dealing damage to bleed. That'll happen probably. That's probably not happening. Sure, whatever. Okay, so we are going to the ramparts. We're going to the market. We're going to pick up. Sure. Let's grab those 3. So we're going to the, oh, we needed to turn on. I hate Hunt so much. So if it's Cruelty and Emptiness in, okay, it's not. I don't know that we can deal with White Flame here, but it may be okay. I'm mostly just afraid of dealing with Emptiness plus Cruelty because I think that combo is particularly nasty. Although Cruelty and A3, I don't know that I can deal with that. We'll see. Kind of want to see if we can manage Hunt. Some of the card drops from Hunt are very good for us. Emerald Dragon can be risky. I don't know how I feel about this, but it's just a test. Worst comes to worst, we will do things. Take more mana, I think. The Infuse could be useful. That could be useful. I like that. Okay, it's expensive, but I think it does enough for us. So we will go after the one thing that this drops. I think we're going to go up this route. So we'll start here. And we'll see what happens. And that's a bug that just shows up at the beginning of whatever. Okay. Wow, that was some luck. Wow. There was a 1 in 16, there was a 15 out of 16 chance we'd be able to hidden blade there. And we just got the absolute worst roll, which is that we failed on all 4 50% chances. I mean, there's only so much I can do with that level of bad luck. Right, we are now critical though, so you go away. All right, we will apply vulnerable and weak. Get mightiness for later. Taking a little bit of damage here, but that's okay. You have plenty of hidden now banked up for this turn. Kind of awkward hand here. I think we just get rid of the Noxious Blend. Oh, right, we got it in one hit, so we didn't actually get the, I was thinking we were going to get access to whatever, but we got the kill in one hit, so we didn't get the value I wanted. All right. So far, definitely, things could have gone better. Probably could use some card draw. I think Pocket Blade would be useful. Yeah, drawing this in our opening hand, like this is kind of why I was leery of using that, because I knew that we could potentially have this problem, where I think we want that. All right. And we won't have a smoke on for this turn, but. And enemies get reflect, which is annoying. Oh, yeah, it gives us a copy of that, which we just transform. And that's fine. Everything works out. Blessed Strike. That seems good. Pitiful Strike's also not bad, but I think we want the shot at Purity. So ideally, what happens is we draw that one thing before we draw the other thing. Sorry, my brain is, as usual, refusing to cooperate. Alright, so I think we turn this into a Withering Blow. That'll kill. And we didn't burn a hidden rank on that. Unfortunately, we're now super bleeding, which is kind of just a known issue with fighting these jerks. It's all very obnoxious. We do want you to die, because we don't want to get this blade. Not sure what that is. Okay, cool. That is perfect. Now we can get mightiness, gather power. And yeah, we took a lot of damage there, unfortunately, and we're taking more because we cannot evade. 50% evade chance equals 0% evade chance. You know how it is. Alright, we do have this purity, which is going to block this bleed, which is going to be great. Because, yeah, things will likely get easier for us once we're able to escape from the current nonsense we're dealing with. But also it's possible we just die. Grab these, but it occurs to me I can't actually use them. Okay, we can just lose all of our coin flips and die. That works too. Yeah, all that evasion is going to be really awful for us. We don't have a way to deal with it. So obviously we need tough. Sorry about that. So the poison is going to kill this one. I would really like to draw into that. Thank you. May as well get the healing. Because if we can actually evade, we can't. Well, I guess we evaded some. Does that reflect up again? Yeah, this is a problem. Having a bad day. If we do this, we drop out of hidden, although that doesn't matter a ton. So I was willing to do that because now we have no evasion left over for this turn, which... Oof. So we got guaranteed crits without being hidden right now. I think we're kind of priced into doing this. Which is awkward because it means that we are taking reflect damage here. Alright, so yeah, that was miserable, obviously. Lots of things going wrong all at once. I think we need that because it gives us some shield generation. Well, I don't think we get any of this is actually... That's okay, I guess, but it's not great. And we absolutely need to heal here. I clicked too fast, but that's probably what I needed anyway. I'm going to hope that I can get through this with only one. It loves giving me this on turn 1, doesn't it? I could duplicate that, but... I should have actual evasion in this hand. And not having it is kind of a problem. Or in my starting deck, and I have made a mistake by not including it. I think I'm going to do that, because that'll play Frail. I don't think I want to play that. If the first card out of my deck ends up being whatever, I'm going to feel very silly. Okay, good. It wasn't just immediately the thing that I needed to draw. Okay. Yeah, the Hidden Blade has been pretty bad so far, but it's hard to say how much that's just my utterly abysmal luck. Oh. Took opportunist, but I guess it wasn't a huge deal. We cannot for the lives of us hit things that are hidden. That's just how this game works. Hidden enemies have infinite evasion. Forever. Okay, so we hopefully can kill this before it gets a chance to flip. So looking like that's probably not going to be the case. Alright, so that's going to be mana, which was not. Gonna get some powerful out for next turn. Could use this without taking out hidden, and you know I've got to at least believe in the possibility that I'm going to evade something. All right, evaded something. Not as much as I would like, but something. Yeah, this deck is a absolute trash fire, and I have made so many mistakes putting it together, I guess. Which, you know, not the optimal way to play this game. Ideally, you make fewer than 100% of mistakes. But what can I say? I like to live dangerously. Or, you know, die dangerously. As the case may be. God, there was a point where we had no shield on this thing. Okay, so we have this, which is not temporary. Which is great, because we can just go whomp. Sure. So this really, we really want this to die. Gonna get Mighty out. And we're going to get preparations up so that next turn we will have a smoke bomb to work with. Oh, I should. Oh no, I couldn't have done that because I really want to stay hidden. All right. Purity from Blessed Strike absolutely still paying off. So in my head, I was thinking we could use this into that, but that won't work because of that evasion. I guess we'll start copying Pocket Blade. Alright. Do that for maximum efficiency, and there we go. Okay, so that fight could have gone worse. This would give us another evasion source. This would give us an evasion source. This could be very good. I really like this. This seems like a way to get hit by, to get just bushwhacked horribly by whatchamacallit, but I think we need it. I don't know that I can afford to cut anything right now. I think everything we have is doing important work. I could copy this Necro Transmute, but I don't think I want to. I could also copy the Withering Blast, but we're going to do that just for the extra shield. Okay. So now, we don't have any smoke bombs to work with. Wow, this hand is really awkward. We have a lot of those, huh? I think we need that Mighty. Alright, and we did not dodge that, of course. So, we are now super dead. We really needed to dodge that. We want to get those two out. Okay, we did get a crit, so we get to heal. I had a brief heart attack as I realized I didn't remember to... No, we can't get... At least we dodged, we evaded. But, wow, I just... Alright, we get to Necro Transmute this, which is great. There we go, we got a crit. We can draw Vigor. We got our one crit. No more crits for us. God damn! Please! There we go. Gonna save that for next turn. But yeah, the healing from this is obviously huge. That's probably gonna be our upgrade. I don't remember exactly the upgrade on this one is, but it's gonna be useful for us regardless. I can copy that to actually get a detonation off. Doesn't seem like the worst thing. Do that for extra healing. I can do that to potentially get back that. Oof, that hurt. Probably more tough would be good. So we're gonna do that. So that, this leaves us potentially not hidden. Just kidding. We're just never gonna... I am so tilted by the number of times that we've been like, let's roll a 75% chance. And the game's been like, no. Yeah, and there's another turn of just... God, I'm just so salty at losing coin flips. I will always be salty at losing coin flips. That's just how I do. Alright, we at least got that. Alright, we only lost one of those. But yeah, like... This run, we are spending so much time effectively gambling on not losing 100% of our coin flips, and then we lose 100% of our coin flips, and then it doesn't go well for us. Okay, I could have gotten that out, but so we're gonna take right because I need the healing because we're gonna get God here. Buy stuff. That's still not enough damage. So we pull out of hidden if we end up doing this, which I don't think we can afford to do. So we really need to evade this. All right, we did. So we were just straight up in instant dead zone if we didn't. And we're still not in great shape, but we're at least we have a chance. Weak and vulnerable. Start with vulnerable. Oh, that's not what I meant to do. I messed up. I meant to get whatever out sooner. And not doing that is actually going to be devastating and might cost us this whole run. I really needed to play things out in the right order. Because it meant that I didn't get the healing out there. Oof. Well, that's a big problem. Thank you for actually winning a coin flip. But we are now in that dead to bad coin flip territory that is the worst. Alright, we're not dead yet. Oof. The white flame's obviously a problem. I can't afford to really do... I mean, I can. Because that gets me that. But I can't afford to play this because we die. But so now we have to win all three of these coin flips. Alright, well. We burned our Phoenix Feather. We're gonna make it out of this fight at least, looks like. Okay. Well, a lot of that was my fault. These will both be good. I think we cut the gather power actually. I think we take this, we cut the gather power. That doesn't do anything for us. This technically can do things. That's not... Yeah, I think that's our upgrade. We're cutting the gather power because it is awkward. May need to upgrade Hone at some point. Rousing Strike we don't really want. A second draw vigor is not actually great. I would take a sudden focus though. Let's put us back into the mirror mist though, which is just not a great time. Vulnerable and weak. That was not 20 damage. That was 11 plus 6. That was only 17 damage. Give me a second. Alright. So yeah, I don't know if the text on that is bugged or is wrong or if it is bugged. But okay, and that was definitely way less. So I don't know what the condition on it is, but it is obviously not what it should be. Make that burn out, because why not? Alright, there are the barriers. That's obnoxious. Alright. Yeah. Alright. We can create smoke bombs for next turn. Okay. Blessed Strike still just saving the day. I think we probably just need to copy the smoke bomb because we are absolutely going to need it. To do this, we have some problems, but we get powerful. It's actually an upside there that we missed a bunch. Just copy that. God, I forget again all of the ways that we can end up accidentally dropping out of whatever. We'll do that for value and then in turn. Right. Elemental barriers shouldn't be up again for a bit, so it was okay to get to like 6 out of 10 here. Let's transform that, I guess. Let's try and dumpster you. BRB sequencing things wrong, but what else is new? All right. We almost want to get this frail out because that'll help us with this dork. Oh, we get to play it in for free? Sure, in that case we can get out vulnerable and weak and just more weak. Now you just have to get through that last little bit of health, which hopefully will be fairly easy. I think we have to do this for a block because we're going to attack into the whatchamacallit. I'll necro transmute that. Okay, that works out. Yeah, we will take that, I think. So we get some actual evasion. Give me a second. All right. I think I'll do one of these extra smoke bombs. Give me a second. All right. So I'm actually gonna do this because value. So we can just outright kill this, or we can do a number on that. I think we're just gonna get that outright. Could have played that one more time, but no, accidentally. Oh, it's fine. So we have whatever. You definitely want to get out frail and vulnerable. I don't think we necessarily need weak. Ooh. Go ahead and do that. So yeah, draw vigor is pretty dang strong. So the plan here is we're going to get block so that we can then get the finish with this. Although actually I'm going to get the mighty just so that we have extra, get it in fewer heads. I don't think that's what we're looking for. Stinging strike seems pretty good. The question is, do we cut the heroic vigor? I think we need the tough source. I don't know that I want to cut anything else. That could be a mistake, but we'll see. So lots of opportunists in this fight because these guys can also give themselves opportunists in addition to getting it from whatever. Okay, so the first one of these doesn't matter, so we're just going to get 2 weeks. It's been. So we can do that. Could use. I should have done that to get rid of whatever. Anyway. All right. We evaded some of the bigger hits. Nah. That heal is annoying because it means that this Thirst Fang isn't lethal on you. Need to be careful about not one thing about drawing cards at the wrong time. Because this doesn't trip it, but if I play this, I could trip Opportunist. But that's okay. Yeah. Sorry about the blorping. The evasion from this is very nice because it makes it easier for us to justify playing things. We'll play that. It triggers the Opportunist, but we had whatever, so. Boop. I don't really want to give a random enemy a white flame. I do like the idea of just completely knocking something out. Yeah, this Draw Vigor Plus is just doing incredible work for us. Alright. Nice. Oh, that's not Opportunist, but that pulls you out of hidden. Oh no, it doesn't quite pull you out of hidden. Now you're out of hidden. Yeah, he already, whatever strike, blessed strike, absolutely doing great work for us. And we do need this shield. Opportunist goes off because, of course, it does. That gets me this back. So close to getting this kill. Get there. Alright, just create those for later. And I'm going to have to pause recording after I finish this fight, but. Alright, we are finally out from under Opportunist, which is nice. We're going to need to copy the smoke bomb because we're going to need it. Because we are now fatigued for our bonus turn, which is unfortunate, but we can do that just to get the heal. Oh, whoops, that pulls us all the way out of hidden. Everything's fine. Alright, we can take. I'm fine with taking 0x4 damage. I think we can survive that. So what have we even gotten from idle bonuses? Weak, frail, and vulnerable effects are more effective. I didn't even notice we'd gotten those. And 5% damage dealt. That's not bad. I don't think we can use a second bold move. I would like heroic recovery, though. That's very good. That would potentially make whatchamacallit more useful. Sure. But yeah, this upgrade makes Hero's Resolve cheaper to use. More shield. I think... I think really what I want there is a cost decrease. Give me a second. Alright. Could upgrade the Stinging Strike. Could upgrade the Blessed Strike just for more purity, but now that we have that, I think that's less important. This upgrade just gives us more shield and takes away less shield. Agile Strike Plus is pretty good. Martial Prism Plus is actually pretty solid as well, because it gives us upgraded creations. This goes to zero. Yeah, this goes to 0 mana on upgrade, which is actually also very good. I think I actually like that. We end up playing it a lot, and that could save us a lot of mana. As far as cuts go, I just don't know. This has been expensive, but I think it's still worth it. Do we have any plus shield gained? We might. Oh, we got +4 shield gained. I had completely missed that. That's actually very good. That makes me want to pick up more shield-related cards. So for... Like I said, I'm not playing this out right now, but for things to pick up here, I really like both of those. Especially since I don't have much in the way of cleanse in my card pool. I don't think I care about those. I don't care about those, rather. This would be okay. This would actually be pretty good, I think. I think we would take a Bloody Rage. This fight, though, just kind of scares me. But anyway, that's a problem for later because I'm going to have to pause this for now. I will definitely at least staple together parts 1 and 2 of this. So I'll see you for that. For you, it'll be a moment. For me, it'll be probably a few hours. See you in a moment. All right, back at it. So I think I decided I'm going up this route. I would like to get a hold of some of these, or I may take this and get the Fiery Cleanse. Either way, I think we are going to need that. Okay, I'm going to try challenging this fight. I'm a little worried about it, but I would like a Bloody Rage. I wouldn't hate a Devouring Strike. We have evasion, so hopefully we can manage it. And we'll just see how it goes. So as I mentioned, like for you, it has been no time at all. For me, it has been a few hours since that last episode. Still getting incredible luck. My luck has not improved in that time, it appears. The responsible play there's that would have been to have gotten a shield, but we're never getting through that purity. Well, I say that. This actually does a good job of cutting through purity. I think we'll just leave that and we will re-enter hidden on this turn. Okay, perfect blocks. Less perfect whatever card. Alright. And this will just do whatever. But, once again, Blessed Strike doing great work for us. That is still super obnoxious. Okay. We don't have the mana for that, unfortunately. Could copy that, but we don't have the... yeah, and we're not going to draw into any mana. So we need to make sure we don't leave hidden. I think it's worth playing this just for the purposes of whatever. And then I think we're playing that and then redrawing into it. Hold that for... Oh, we can... Right, we can re-enter hidden with that. Boop. Okay, good. It occurred to me I had banked kind of on getting... on potentially needing that to get back into hidden, but that worked out. Alright. Alright, so we do have a frost. Oh, because of the shuffle. Right, I keep forgetting that the shuffling on that ends up being kind of weird. How that sequencing works out. Let's do that so that I can... see if that gives us the... Okay, it didn't. There we go. Yeah, Devouring Strike is still okay. I kind of just want to take another Blessed Strike. Precarious Draught is a little risky, but it's also a lot of mana. The problem is it doesn't work well with the Blessed Strikes. I really seem to just take a second Blessed Strike. It is very good. It's been very good so far. Okay, we just need the mana though. That's the problem. We have a bunch of rerolls. What are we spending them on? We're spending them there. At least one of them there. I'll take a Precarious Draught. Okay. I think the mana is a problem, so this works out fairly conveniently. Oh, right, we have this, and the way that this works out is it drops it from 10. So normally it would be 30 of the status to trip, which would mean this would not do anything, even with the even at 11. But, or it would be 13. Yeah, so, and -2, I guess, would make this exactly enough. But because of how this works out, apparently, it goes, this even just super works out in our favor, basically, because we go from, it goes to 8, and then that plus 30% takes it to 10 instead of 11, apparently. Because it's plus 30% on the 8 instead of, anyway, may as well pop you once. We had no chance of getting a crit there. Hey, we evaded that. And because we don't have hunger active, that heal didn't turbocharge that. I do want to use that, but we don't really have stuff to transform right now. Oh, we could transform that. Or we could transform the Shadow Focus. I think there's a decent chance we can do that. Yeah, I think we're going to transform these two. I am okay with having that poison, so we're going to get that first. Alright, I was really hoping to get into hidden. Absolutely no luck on that. Could play that, but there's not really a point. But yeah. So we need more ways to get into hidden, more smoke bombs as well, potentially. Okay. We can do... I think we want to do those two. I think we want to duplicate that. And it will no longer be free, but got us there. Yeah, Draw Vigor is just incredibly powerful. Which shows me that I'm really kind of incentivized to take relatively few additional whatever cards. Just because there's a lot of value for me in... Oh, absolutely no luck on that. Copy. Oh, that's just already lethal. There's a lot of value for me in being able to get to my stasis cards quickly. Mystic Ritual is good, but the problem with draw 5 into is we don't have any extra whatever right now. Let me take the Contemplate. We don't have any extra fatigue threshold, and so we don't want to get just bushwhacked by Hunt in A3. Alright. Stork comes all the way over here. Alright, so we can transform that. And then we're going to transform one of these. We will... Because I guess it doesn't matter which ones we grab, because we're going to transform one of them, and then the other one will be blocked by the... whatchamacallit? So we have to do that, because we're transforming these two. This one's temporary, so I think we're going to get that one out. And it also lets us play that. And we avoid getting set on fire, which means that you just try and do the same thing again because you can't actually do whatever. That's still super jerk move. We don't have any smoke bombs, so fortunately we drew that. I think we're going to transmute that. Could copy that this turn. Yeah, I think that's worth it. And then I could use that, but I don't think I want to. And yeah, so now it's trying to do its damage that's based on how much burn we have. So we would like to transform that. We also really, so if we do play something, we get frozen. We can dispel ourselves, which will let us take care of one rank of that, but... Thinking. Thinking is hard. So we play anything, we get frozen on the first hit. I think that's okay. And then we can... Yeah. Get those out of hand. And then... Okay. We're going to get Mighty. Get back into Hidden. And then clear off our statuses. That's really rude. Just copy this hero's resolve because it's not whatever. We can get vulnerable out and may as well do the frail because you're gonna heal. And that turns this fully on. See what we draw. Okay. You can do this and it's relatively safe. I get Choxus, but it turns on the purity, so. Alright, and now the status barriers are down, so it's easier for us to actually hit. Because we do attack into the reflect, but that's much less of a problem. So do that, which will pop one of the whatchamacallits off. I think we want to do this and hope we draw mana. We got pretty unlucky there. I guess there was a decent chance that we didn't find mana. Because there were only 2 mana cards left in deck. We do need more mana cards, absolutely. Although that's not what we're getting from this fight. Purity for us, purity for them. Transform those. So the question is, can we get this kill now before this thing transforms or not? I have made a terrible mistake. Okay. Everything's fine. And I did have to give up the possibility of a Thirsty Fang kill, but I really wanted to get that kill before it flipped. This is technically a mana card, but I think we really want one of either this or the other form. We're fighting Maw, which makes the other form, I think, a little more tempting. This dispels all enemies, though, which that has a lot of value in a lot of fights. And it upgrades to Dispel twice, which I think we're probably going to want to do. I absolutely can see that being useful. So I think we need to cut something. I think the Hidden Blade needs to go. It has just been awkward too often. I don't think it's a bad card, but we start. So I think we're going to go here. Against the odds is fine. Cornered Focus or Burning Focus would also be good. We just kind of need mana, so. And this is just going to be a relatively easy fight, so it's fine with me. We will take. Let's do Weak and Vulnerable. They aren't attacking this turn, but they will be next turn. And we're just going to do this, which will okay, so we would like to have access to critical, but we can't right now. But do I want Necrotransmute right now? Or do we want that? I think we don't need that. Gonna get mighty. Go ahead and do that one. We can actually do that safely because we have Covert Strike in hand. There we go. Nice and clean. Yeah, well, we're gonna take mana. Yeah, I think we just take the secret cache. It's that, or we take the other thing, but I think secret cache is good enough. I think I like secret cache more than burning focus, but less than current focus, basically. So we can evade whatever here, which is nice. Although, alright, cool. Very happy to get that extra. Okay, so that didn't draw me into whatever. Evade, thank you. Hey, that purity is very good for us. I think that purity is way better for us than it is for that jerk. Alright, I think I'm going to transform the things I create here. Because I absolutely want to play them, because they're just very good. Get more of those in the deck. So draw us into... Oh, we can do that. And then we'll just start doing stuff with Draw Vigor next turn. Oh, there goes most of our purity, but just the purity, which I'm pretty happy with that outcome. I think we're just going to get Slash. And then we can just dispel once, even though that's only going to hit whatever. But just in case we got hit by stuff. But we didn't. Everything's fine. Enfeebled and weak is annoying, but we can work through it. We are still critical. So this will draw us back into that. So then the question is, do we want to recovery, or do we want to work on cutting? I think we're just going to give up on the purity as a lost cause. We're just not going to get through it. Let's see what that finds us. Okay. So that's kind of what I was hoping for, because with that, I can now afford to do this. And then I could do this, but I'd rather just get the damage out. Actually gonna get to transform one of these. Feels pretty good. And then a Lamau charred infused lethal. This is going to end up being another one of those videos where, like, if you only watch this one, it looks like this run is just going amazingly. I think we take the demonic power, because elemental strike, we're just not actually hitting that many times, and the second bold move I think is harder to sustain. Absolutely, I will take this. That's not great for us because we are stacking powerful. This upgrade is bad right now. It's getting improved. It just, the base card got improved, but because powerful is now cheaper than it used to be, but the upgrade version didn't. No Shield Plus I think is probably our upgrade, because getting that extra dispel is very valuable to us. Beyond that, I don't know. I'm torn on Noxious Blend because, like, it's both very good and very expensive. I think we're just going to move on. Okay, so we got to do fighting two of these, which could be tricky, but I believe in us. Awkward bold move turn. Question is, do I want to bold move? I think we are going to do this and see what we find. Because if we get it, a lot of our next decision is going to depend on whether or not we can find additional hidden. All right, that allows us to bold move. Now we'll save those. Get that burnout. Guaranteed crit's pretty good, it turns out. And not even an idle active on this fight. No weather, no idle. Obviously our preferred condition. Weak and vulnerable. And we are going to slash. That was an underwhelming amount of damage. Should have gotten the mighty out first. I did not fully account for just how much shield was going to be a factor here. Oh, that's fine. Does mean though, or the shield and the tough combined massively reduces damage taken, even with the 35% whatever. Now we have not found the draw vigor yet because this is only because we have the null shoot. Because this keeps shuffling our draw pile. Okay, so this is one of the things that I'm not a huge fan of with the way new Mirley works, is that you often will not actually get your stasis cards on the next turn because of how a certain interaction works. Yeah, we're probably just not going to end up actually getting through that, unfortunately. Well, there's a chance. Hey, we got him. I should have tried to see if that would have gotten us the kill. Okay, so now we have draw vigor. Right, so the first one. I just want to do that actually. Turn on. Oh. Doop. Alright. And this turn we're going to try and get the kill. Well, the lack of men here is a bit of a problem. But we know we actually know exactly what we're drawing with that, which is good. There we go. Arms race seems good. Again, like, I feel like we should cut something, but I just don't know what we're cutting, what we should cut. It's possible the Martial Prism. I just really like having this option between the two, but it is kind of expensive. It is one of our only ways to get shield. It'll be fine. We don't need it. Okay, this fight could be really tricky. Gleaming just doesn't do anything for us. We don't have any spells. We do. We have the one from Necrotic Transmutation, but if that's our only spell, that's not great. The Null Shield is fine. Here, I would rather have, I think this fight has a greater potential to go horribly wrong is the other thing. Because of all this arcane. Although, is that true? Because Life Flame also can be a huge problem for us. I guess Life Flame Strike is actually okay for us, but is Delayed Burst any good? It might actually be, but I think... Question is, would I take a Frozen Void or a Null Shield? And I don't know. I think this fight's slightly easier, but I'm not at all confident that I'm telling the truth there. Get weak and vulnerable out. Go ahead and pop you once. Unfortunately, we don't have any strikes to go with that. So do that. Just get no reason to save that still. 50% of 8 chance. Right, yeah, so yeah, that poison's kind of the reason I was a little worried about this fight, because we don't have any cleanse, if I remember correctly. We do have that. An only way to... Oh, we can actually do this. Which is value. There we go. Bye. This doesn't take us out of hidden, and yeah, it gets us that kill. Right, so we are losing stealth here, but oh right, I wasn't thinking about it, but we will also get mana from this a decent amount of the time. Alright, so the problem is this takes us out of hidden, but and it does. The bigger problem is it does 15 damage to us because we end up hitting into a bunch of whatever. Although it could have guaranteed that we don't take... Yeah, okay, so if I'd known that we were just going to eat that damage... I think we need the mana. Yeah. I've definitely been kind of underestimating the damage White Flame can do to us. Gives White Flame to that dork, but I think it's worth it. We can apply some weak, and I think the vulnerable, because we're actually evading this turn guaranteed, so I think that makes more sense. All right. We just copy the Stinging Strike. Okay, that's kind of the thing I wanted to draw. Okay. And yeah, there was a shuffle again that was getting us stuff. We can get rid of the tough, which is nice. I think we're just going to transform this for value. Pocket shield. And yeah. Okay. You're done. This is just such a mediocre thing for us right now. God. I don't like picking up a 4th stasis card, is the problem. But this is just such a mediocre mana card, but we could also just reroll. We got a lot of rerolls. I like this for dealing with idle stones. We only have to deal with the one idle stone in the last area, though. I like Blur of Speed, I think. I don't like that. Don't like that. That's not amazing either. I think we just discard. Actually, we're going into Emerald, aren't we? I lied. I like that more than I like this. What do we remove? I am so bad at choosing removals. This I'm keeping mostly as a way to generate shield, if I'm being honest. I should be using it more effectively, but I think Bold Move is still good. I still think Noxious Blend is good for all its expensive AF. I don't know if Heroic Vigor is good, but we don't have enough other tough sources, do we? How else are we getting tough? Just the treasure from whatever? Yeah, I think we keep it for that. So, did we get any free upgrades there? I don't think we did. I was really kind of hoping that one of those Leech was going to give us a free upgrade. No such luck. Okay. And yeah, we are absolutely gonna get this stuff here because that guaranteed. Oh, I guess we weren't going to explode guaranteed anyway, but we can afford to eat that damage because unless like this, even if this hits us like every single hit, and it didn't. It's still so obnoxious. Just have it say delete all your buffs. Mean the same thing. Be faster. I think we're going to drop this blur speed. Gives us less evasion. And we really want to keep the evasion if we can. So it's me in this somewhat awkward position where I want to recovery away these. Oh, right. That's what's going to happen. We could draw one of those. And we do that. And because we shuffled, we got mana back. I was like, but we're out of mana. Although we still can't do what we want to do here. Not really. Let's see if we get mana out of that. Okay, no luck. I guess I could still do this. Like, oh, but we wouldn't evade that. But we don't need to. We have 4... No, I think we're just going to eat it, unfortunately. This isn't really what I want to do, but... Yeah, we want to keep... Rip. Yeah, it's a good thing we had all that evade. It's like, we stayed hidden. I think we actually used hidden to evade like one of those hits. Which is regrettable. Alright, so this is great, because this means... There goes a bunch of stuff. Although, I think there's purity there that I was not thinking about, because I am not clever. And yeah, you can definitely see this thing here where like not having draw vigor yet is absolutely a big hindrance. I really would like to have purity for this, but unfortunately it's looking like that's not going to happen, which means we're just not going to be able to play anything next turn. Because this is just such an obscene amount of Arcane Leak that like we just can't play anything to do it. Even with this and with this. I really think this needs to be toned down. Give me a second. New theory. This is tripping right now off of getting any 20 of anything. Alright, I was hoping to see some stuff that I didn't see. So we're just gonna have to hope that we dodge that. Fortunately, we have extra ranks of... Okay. Alright, that worked out. Okay. Not my favorite thing ever, but it could be a lot worse. Probably drawing into it immediately. Okay, we didn't. This actually works out very well. We're going to see if we can find anything worth playing. This does get us mana back from doing that. Guaranteed to evade the Arcane, but then we're probably taking some hits here, unfortunately. Yeah, and that ends up hurting. Yeah, idols can be really brutal on Assault lists due to stacking the powerful on them. We end up taking whatever damage. Problem's like I kind of have to do that to get this back. Yeah, this is just so awkward. I'm kind of priced into doing that. And then we just completely missed on. Yeah, okay, so we're gonna have to restart that fight. That was brutal. That was a confluence of bad luck, I would say. The fatigue on that turn was devastating. And then we needed to get some crits that we didn't get. Alright, so we're one restart deep, which I hate restarting. I always feel like I'm cheating. I mean, it is cheating, basically, but look, we're figuring things out as we go. That's my excuse. We will keep that, pitch that. Alright, but this doesn't matter because that's going to steal all of our everything. I don't want to play that until after the Dispel comes out. Maybe I shouldn't have played that even, but yeah, so there's this awkward point where we're in this waiting period where I don't really want to commit to stuff until I have whatever dealt with, but yeah, anyway. That's just not going to do anything for me right now. Alright, we can at least get rid of the Nullstone. We are at this awkward point where like we're not doing enough damage to get through here. But we are doing enough damage that words. We aren't doing enough damage. We were doing too much damage to get zeros, so we don't get rid of the plated. We're doing not enough damage to actually have an effect here. Okay, so that was some good evades. That was a good evade. So this will take care of the purity, but it won't do much more than that. I think we are going to do that. So I really want this to draw me into access to my purity, which it looks like that's not going to happen. But I think it is worth... Okay, so we are guaranteed to get access to our purity if we do this. Which is incredibly important. Because we need to be able to not take this Arcane Leak turn. Or we need to be able to do things on the Arcane Leak turn, more accurately. So, I don't actually want to do this until after... Because we're not going to be able to play it. We're not going to play it after we hit 0. But we don't want it to get caught up in the shuffle. It's not going to do enough damage for me. I think it's still worth it. Okay, I'm not totally certain why that one got me. Because it was 15 plus... 2 evasion, which does not add up to 20. Unless it's something related, like, if you meet a condition. Yeah, see, like this is still where it's just, like, lol, everything you have done up to this point, like, that Dispel comes through and all of your stuff vanishes. And I am not a fan of that. Okay. So I think we are going to... Oh, do I want to transform that? I kind of want to play it. Yeah, I think we need to play it. Which just put us into the awkward position where, like, no, I'm not actually using my Hero's Resolves yet. Just prepping them for later. Yeah. Oof. Yeah, this Rock Golem is a problem, and we just don't have a great way to kill it. Just create 2 weak bombs, I guess. Because, like, the first bomb doesn't actually matter. Because it's going to get... The key ingredient is going to get blocked. Alright. This ends up being awkward. God, now I can't get the weak out if I do this, but this guarantees the kill, which I think has to happen. And I think we are going to copy that because we get to hold it the copy for next turn, and then we have shield. Okay. And we have purity for this enfeebled and weak, which is very nice. It's just a thing we don't have to worry about. Yeah, that needs to happen there. Does it? Or do we copy that? Transform that? Well, step one, that happens. Because the other question is, like, can we just get this kill here? And it's looking like the answer might be yes. That's 43. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, it was a long and winding road, but once we got there, we were good. I kind of really... Ooh. Tough choice. Again, like, mana continues to be our problem here. There's no rerolls here for good mana cards. We can reroll for this, but it's not actually that good for us. But I think we may take the Sanctuary here. Is that... Impetus doesn't actually do that many debuffs to us, though. I think it's the Guarded Strike. The other thing is we just picked up more max. We only have one status decay, which is a problem. But I think our goal here is that we want to... so we don't want to do this, I think. I lied. So here's the plan. Get hit by whatever when... I'm just going to go ahead and heal, though, because I want... And yeah, that is very funny to me. But so even if we get... whatever here, we're good. So we just still need to be aware that at some point we're going to get Turbo Dispelled and we're just going to be big sad. I can transform that with a Heroic Recovery. So that's going to happen. Alright. Play that, but I kind of want to save that until after we have gotten through the big Dispel. And do that because it heals us for 2, even though we don't actually get to do anything with it. Big Dispel. That's actually perfect, because that's just going to hit our Purity Mountain. Obviously, I would like to, still have Purity, but I absolutely will take that over some of the other options. All right, we can transmute the Flamestone, so that's just gone. Okay, and... Right, we do have Draw Vigor as a thing we can draw. We can draw Vigor. Oh, I should have copied that. I was not thinking. See if this gets us mana. It's very important. No luck. We can force mana draw with this, which we may do, because that would let us do that. I don't actually need to keep doing stuff because I'm only here to get whatever out. And this is not even going to get me all the way where I need to go. It's just going to get rid of all of the purity. We're going to keep one of those for later. And I don't think it's worth doing this. So we need to get purity before we pop the... Our goal here is going to... Oh, that'll do. Our goal here is to use this purity to block the shock. Like so. Can play that. Okay. And honestly, that's worth it. Gonna get that out. because. Yeah, this deck is a nonsense pile, but it's working out. I'm going to give up a purity there. I kind of really need evasion here, don't I? So used to playing, I got used to playing the ammo where I can just like always know what's on top of my deck, which is super cheating and super great. I love it. It's my favorite. But that's another thing I can do right now. Alright, fortunately, we don't get shocked here. Because we had the purity is why I was saying we didn't get shocked, although we also just didn't get shocked. We are not taking more damage from this because we are vulnerable. Just taking a moment to catch up. We need purity back. Do that and draw that back. Just get that other dropout. And alright. Alright, we didn't get hit. We've gotten pretty good luck on evades this fight. This is a great... We're going to absolutely null shield the heck out of you. Didn't do quite as much as I was hoping, but it certainly wasn't bad. I think that's not happening this turn, even with all the other stuff. Okay, this would get us... That drops us out of hidden, but we can get back into hidden with that. And we wouldn't be able to get back into hidden, so we're just going to hope... Yeah, getting good use, great use really out of guarded strike. Kind of saved us there. Okay, can we get this kill? 50-50 shot. Nailed it. The Thirstiest of Fangs. Sanctity is not bad. I really kind of want to reroll for a mana card, though. Not that one. Like, I'll take that one if I have to. I also would love... Prismatic Strike is also very good. Just doesn't help with my mana issues, but it is very good. Do we take this? I guess so, and then we're just counting on... There are a lot of really good A3 mana cards, so I think counting on that is fine. Take that. Replace. I don't think we need that. There's no enemies. There's no reason we would need this in the next area. We aren't going to be generating shock. So this creates upgraded cards, which is all of them are pretty great. So upgrading that makes a lot of sense. I think it's the Pocket Blade hits 3 times, which is nice. Arms Race Plus is also excellent. Secret Cash Plus. So I think it's Secret Cash Plus or Prismatic Strike Plus right now. Like just straight up this one is fine. I think we do Prism Strike Plus. And then the question is, do we cut anything? Because we should be cutting things. I'm just so bad at making decisions at cutting things. I'm a little tempted to cut the Stinging Strike. It's not bad, but it's kind of, I think, maybe our weakest strike. And the fact that 0 mana makes it also really hard to cut, because like mana is our problem. I mean... I'm sorry if you made forgetting to contemplate, but I'm not. I don't think I'm here for that. Is it Stinging Strike? I think it is. That's probably wrong, but it's too late now. Alright, so I'm going to cut this into a second part, but we can get things. I don't know that we can get enough value out of that. So we are fighting Maw. We have 1 Protector. We need to hit the Protector with Clear Focus. We can try to pick up a Hunter's Focus here. I would be okay with the Twilight Blast. I would be okay with the Dead of Night. Both those are okay. We're going to the White Flame fight here, but I think that's probably better for us than the Hunt fight. I don't think we can justify Corrupted Font, but we may take it anyway, even though we can't justify it. Making unjustifiable decisions is a thing I do sometimes, okay? We unfortunately can't get to this, and the reason we want to get to that is the Fiery Cleanse there. Oh, but we can go here, and we can force Fiery Cleanse, which... Again, I'm leery of doing that for reasons, but yeah, everything seems fine. Everything's okay. It's all. So we don't have emptiness to deal with here, though, so at least we don't have to worry about the turbo dispel hitting us. Anyway, I will see you for part 2, hopefully, next time. Doodles.